Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to all of my replay viewers and everyone that's coming on. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time with me, my name is Keely and I'm the owner of Love, Hope, Adventure, where I blog about the marriage, relationship, intimacy of marriage, and how you can go deeper with your spouse. And if you are watching this replay on YouTube, it originally aired on Periscope during the week. So now I'm going to flip my camera around so I can talk with you guys. Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me. And if you didn't notice in my title, today is my anniversary, and Austin and I, we've been married for 13 years, and it's been a very long road for us, and it's been wonderful. Before we got married, thank you so much, Emily. Before we got married, we dated for 5.5 years. So we've been together for a very long time. We were high school sweethearts. We started dating when I was 16 and he was probably like right at 17. So we're 6 months apart. And we've been together ever since. Thank you so much, LaDon. Thank you for coming on. I thought I would do kind of like a fun scope in honor of my anniversary and show you some of the stuff. Oh, Austin says he was still 16. He's on Words of Reason. He's commenting he was still 16. I don't remember. He has so much clearer, like, date things than I do. Yes, January the 12th, and he would have to put the year up here because I can't remember. Can't count that high. Was the first day that we started dating. And, yes, he has a really great memory for things past. Not so much about, you know, what's going to happen today, but he's really got a great memory for past things. So, 97. So we started dating in 1997 on January 12th, and we usually celebrate that day too, just kind of like a little celebration. And you can always read about what we did on our anniversary celebration last week. We went up about an hour from here, and we did a walking tour. And I wrote about that on Love, Hope, Adventure. You can always go over there and see. I referenced the website where we found this app that helped us tour the city of Raleigh, North Carolina, which I live in North Carolina, and we're about an hour from there. And then you can see some of the pictures and some of the things we did. So it's probably one of the most extravagant anniversaries we've done, really. We normally, you know, we go out to dinner and stuff. So we really think celebrating means spending time together. It doesn't have to be big and amazing and whatever, but, you know, do what you can do. Oh, and Austin bought me this ring, and if you didn't see it, this is my engagement ring, and he bought me the anniversary wrap, which he's been looking for this for a long time, but if you can't tell, my engagement ring has these things right here, so most wraps go around this part. So it's been really hard for him to find this. I don't remember what he called this setting. Princess or something. I don't know. So I'm very excited to have this because he wanted to do it for our 10th, but he couldn't ever find it, and here we have it. So I'm going to show you some things. Maybe I'll pick them up. I don't know how to do this. So this is my wedding bouquet. As you can see, it is really coming apart. But I dried it. It was just white roses. And I keep this out. Somebody says our anniversary is usually within a few days of Thanksgiving. So it's a family event. Well, look, I've got 2 kids that have birthdays this month. One's June 1st, one's June 18th. There's Father's Day. You know, our anniversary just, it's like in there. And my brother, his anniversary is also June the 7th. And yeah, it's a lot of things going on. So this is my bouquet. I'm doing my video, okay? My son's in here. He wants to say hi. Say hi. Alright, now I gotta do my stuff, so I will read you a book. Can I read to you when I'm done? Okay, go clean up your face. You got jelly on you. Okay. So this is a candle that we use for my Unity candle. And I actually got this candle in St. Augustine, Florida, which is like the oldest city. And they hand cut this for me. I got this when I was a teenager. And they, you know, have you ever seen them do the candle things? Those are really cool. This thing is so dusty. They will dip them, and then they just cut these things in like 10 or 15 minutes, and they make these really pretty styles. So when I was probably like 15 or 16, my mom bought this for me, and I used it for my Unity candle. This is the base that we had. This is incredible. You've never seen anything like that. Yeah, they're really amazing. And they did these really beautiful ones. And the way wax goes, if you've ever seen them do candle cutting, they only have like 10 or 15 minutes to make their design. Or the wax will harden and then they can't shape it. My dad made this. He has a lathe and he spun it. And there are 2 candlesticks that go with it. And I couldn't find them. But I've lent them to people for their weddings. And so, I don't know, I think the last person that used it was actually Austin's sister for her wedding a couple years ago, and maybe we brought them home and I just couldn't find them. I've never really had a real use for them, so the 2 on the side. This is my wedding album, and so, this is back in the day when you had to hand paste your junk in there. I just thought I'd show you guys. This is our invitations. I was crazy. This is embossed. This was a stamp. I stamped it, and then I put this embossing powder on it, and I had to heat it up. It was really ridiculous. This was a collaboration between Austin and me because he did these printable things, and then I tied them in. And this was really frustrating to make these because this design, I don't know how well you can see this, this bride and groom, they were not easy to make because when you stamped it, sometimes the stamp would not get all the way. So some of them weren't very crystal clear. And then Austin and my mom made this wedding program. Okay, so if you didn't recognize by now, we had a fairly handmade wedding, given the fact that, you know, my dad handmade my unity candle things, and Austin and I handmade our invitations, and we handmade our programs, and I'm about to show you my handmade dress in a minute. But I thought it would be cool if you saw a picture of us on our wedding day. Well, I don't know. In here somewhere is a picture of us. Oh, well, here's us kissing. This was our first kiss. We stopped kissing each other after about 2 years of dating. We forged our own 24-karat gold rings. Austin's joking on that. No, we didn't. So anyway, this is us kissing, and this page talks about how we stopped kissing about 2 years into our relationship, and we didn't kiss again until our wedding day, because we had a really long time to, had a really long time before we were going to get married. Actually, this is our wedding program. I wonder what the other thing was that we were doing. Austin actually designed this whole thing. He even designed this little, I don't know, logo thing. So, here's a little picture of us on our wedding. I didn't mention the kiss. Oh, right. I forgot about the kiss. So, Austin and I hadn't kissed in 3 years or 3.5 years or whatever it was. And to break the tension, Austin worked it out with our pastor to give him, the groom, the best man a Hershey's kiss. And he instructed the pastor to say, "You may now give your bride a kiss." And so he gets this Hershey kiss from his best man who's hiding it. And when we get, you may now give your wife a kiss. Yeah, see, I don't even remember. I was so taken back by all of this. So I went to kiss him, and he shoved a Hershey kiss in my mouth. And let me tell you, people thought he was giving me a breath mint. They had no idea what he was giving me. I mean, I think he tried to be real obvious, but, from the, from the back, people were like, "What did you give her? Did you give her a mint?" I mean, everybody cracked up about it, because some people could see that it was a Hershey kiss, and some people couldn't, and they were like, what is he giving her, So I laughed about that. That was funny. And so then I had to kiss him with a mouth full of chocolate. That was so wonderful. Okay, so I want to show you guys my wedding dress. So my mom, she's an amazing seamstress, and she made my wedding dress. As you can see, look, this is my prom dress hanging up right here. My mom made this. This was like, this took a lot, because all these little rhinestones, I actually hand set those myself. So I had to shove these things from the back and do it. Austin's in here right now. He's going to say hey.
I just realized, why am I in the other room making comments when I could be here live?
I don't know why. I don't know why. So it's hot in here. Don't cut the fan on, because it's weird. Okay. All right, so this is my wedding dress, and my mom made it. I should probably flip the camera around so you can see it a little bit better. All right, I'm going to flip this around so y'all can see it. Austin's going to hang it out for you. So do you see all of this stuff right here? I hand sewed all of this lace on and all these beads. Yes, I was
The night
crazy.
before, right?
No, I only
Weren't
did
you doing some of them all of
I
it
only
the night
did my
before?
veil the night before.
what it
So
was.
all of this stuff, I hand sewed all of this, and I hand sewed all of this stuff at the bottom. Isn't that crazy? I was crazy. So this is my wedding dress, and my mom made it. Has these little cute sleeves and everything. How long did it take? I have no idea.
Months.
I was only engaged for 9 months, and I didn't start making it. Okay, so I'm gonna flip it around so Austin and I can see you guys. We didn't start making it until I got engaged. So not more than 9 months, but my mom wasn't that, on it that we even had the stuff together. So, so these were some of the things from our wedding. What's something else memorable that happened on our wedding?
Did you tell them about Doug?
Oh, no, I didn't know.
So, my mentor and our pastor, one of our pastors, we had asked if he could do the opening scripture, and got very, very ill the night before, and literally called me like Friday afternoon and said he wasn't going to be able to make it. And so we had an associate pastor at the church that was good friends of ours, and we asked him, "Hey, Doug, could you come and just read the opening? Just read a Bible passage. I mean, this is something that a lot of times like a cousin or a sibling will do. Not a big deal, right?" And he had to like call the pastor and make sure that like he was allowed to do this. Is this okay? What are they saying?
She's saying she has to go do things. Thank you for saying happy anniversary, Jen.
So first of all, he had to go like get official clearance from the pastor, which was hilarious enough. And then when he came in, all he had to do was read the scripture and then do the bit about if anyone has any reason why these two should not be married, speak now, forever hold your peace. That old bit. And you got to know this guy, right? He's always sharing the gospel and trying to get people to come to Jesus. And so he just naturally said, if anyone here knows any reason these two should not come to know the Lord, speak now or forever hold your peace. And I looked at Keely, and I don't remember, did you even catch it?
I don't remember, maybe.
Hardly anybody.
Everyone laughed.
Hardly anybody, oh, did they? I don't know. I didn't think anybody really noticed it, because we pointed it out all the time.
He was going to church at my wedding.
Yeah, he was, man. Hey, he was like, we're going to get some people saved, including these two heathens. And, then we had a full-blown sermon. Okay. So in the middle of Dale's little message,
Who's Dale?
Was, you didn't tell him who Dale is?
No, Dale was my pastor.
Dale was Keely's youth pastor back in the day. I never really knew him until he came to actually do the wedding, but fantastic guy. Just always cracking jokes and making light of things and just bringing the humor, as Keely says. And so during his sermon, he's giving me this husbandly advice and do this for your wife and do that for your wife. And then at one point he made a remark about this beautiful bride of yours. And at one point, Keely, you're remembering it. At one point, he said, this gorgeous hunk of femininity standing beside you. And I mean, the whole place just fell apart at that point. I thought, that's one way to put it. I've never heard a girl referred to as a hunk, but a gorgeous hunk of femininity.
He was so funny.
Yeah. So
I love that guy.
This was also the guy that on the afternoon right before the wedding rehearsal, can't think of the word, comes up, we're walking through the parking lot, comes up, grabs me, and gets this real serious voice, and he goes, "Son, I just got one question to ask you. Does she still cuss when she drinks?" And right then, I knew we were going to be buddies. So.
Yes, we did have a fun wedding. We tried to incorporate as many people into our wedding as we possibly could.
We had a cellist.
Yeah, so
vocalist.
I invited a lot of people from my church to do things that they were talented to do. So I had a friend play the cello. I had some of these kids were from my youth group. Some went to youth group with me. We were youth leaders at the time, so we allowed.
As it turned out, South Norfolk Baptist was like a wedding in a box.
Yeah,
like we had a photographer, a caterer, a cellist, a vocalist, a pianist. What else? The flower people.
Yeah,
were members of our church.
The flower
weren't they?
people, the
everything
caterer,
that we did
everybody.
was members of our church. So
It's the extrovert in you that wanted everyone there. Yes, that is true. And I did hand make some invitations, but those really only went to specific people. We just had an open invitation to all of our jobs and our church. So, I mean, there's probably about 300 people there.
So we both worked at Lifeway at the time. And so we invited, like you said, everybody we've ever worked with. So all of the staff of Lifeway that were not on the schedule came out to the wedding.
Yeah.
And then our reception kind of wrapped up early. There was some rain and some other things. So basically, it ended about an hour and a half earlier. We had our big send-off way earlier than we expected.
Way earlier.
Dinner reservations like an hour later. So we just had like time to kill in our tuxedo and our wedding dress.
Yeah.
And so we said, why don't we go to Lifeway to go visit all the people that couldn't make it because they were working. So we busted up into Lifeway in our full wedding regalia. And just walked in. People thought it was like some kind of publicity stunt. They were like, oh, looky here. So it was a lot of fun. We had a really fun wedding day.
We did have a fun wedding day.
We spent the whole day just laughing and carrying on.
And I was bored. The girl came to my hair in like 10 minutes. And I was so bored. I have nowhere to go and nothing to do. And all my bridesmaids are still getting their hair and makeup done. And I'm like...
She's the only bride who knows how the groom feels. We come in, we button up our shirt, we put on our tie, and then we sit for 2 hours. So
I was thankful that I had some friends there that were just hanging out with me and people showing up and like, hey, what can we do to help? And that was, it was a fun day. And that was our goal. We wanted fun for ourselves and for everyone who showed up.
Else.
So
we went out to dinner afterwards to one of Keely's favorite fancy places called the Painted Lady. It's this old historic house in downtown that had been turned into a restaurant. And really cool. We reserved the private wine cellar room, so we were just kind of surrounded by all the beautiful wine bottles and everything. And again, tux, wedding dress, whole thing. We come in and everybody's staring at us. It was awesome. Gave them my coat, and so when we're first of all, a guy stopped by just to just say, hey, we're celebrating our anniversary today, so congratulations and blah blah blah. And he goes and he says, congratulations, and he walks out and he did one of these motions and dropped like...
He dropped like $50 or something.
It was like enough for the whole meal plus the tip, so we just... Like a pretty good tip, so we dropped
back
the whole
in the day when you could go out to eat for $50 plus
at the fancy place
at a fancy place, right?
And then we got up and we were standing kind of in the middle of the dining room waiting for my coat, and just some nice music was playing in the background, so I just grabbed her and we started dancing because we didn't get to... I do like this. We were slow dancing. We weren't like...
we weren't jamming.
That was our first dance. Now that I'm thinking about it, because we didn't dance at the reception. So that was our first dance. Oh, sweet. Oh, yay.
Well, that was just us rehashing our stuff. Those are some moves, she says. We're kids of the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We wanted to have a little fun showing you some of the stuff from our wedding because, guys, it's so important to just reminisce your wedding. It really is. On your anniversary, reminisce your wedding. It really does help you feel those same feelings that you did when you first started dating and when you got married and things like that. So,
and share it with your kids.
Share it with your kids. Reminisce about it. Think about it because it really helps you as a couple to feel more excited about being married because you just remember all that excitement of your wedding day and it's like, gosh, this is really actually cool. We're still together, So, guys,
we made it.
We made it. We made it another year. Next year, we're going to reminisce again about these same exact things. Yeah. So, thanks for joining us, and tomorrow I will see you around the same time.